Hi guys, this is the next video in my transformation and translation series. So the last one was vertical stretch. Now this next video is a vertical compression. Or you can think of that as a, oh, you can't even see that. There we go. You can think of it as a vertical squish. So when we have a vertical squish, that means that y equals f of x is becoming y equals a times f of x. My last video I talked about how y equals a times f of x is the same as y times 1 over a equals f of x. So this time a is going to be smaller than 0. So a is going to be a fraction over here, like a third. And over here, 1 over 1/3 would be 3. So if you see something as a whole number written beside the y equals f of x, it's not a vertical stretch, it's a vertical compression or a squish. If you see y equals a third f of x, and the third is written on the other side of the equal side from the y, it's also a vertical compression. These two formulas are telling you exactly the same thing. And so let's go down to my graph. So I've got y equals x squared in orange, and in green here I have y equals 3f of x. That was what I graphed in my last video. That is a vertical expansion or vertical stretch. So in this video we are going to do a vertical compression. So instead of y equals 3f of x, we're going to graph y equals 1/3 f of x. Also the same as 3y equals f of x. Means exactly the same thing. And so we're working with this one right here. So you can see that in this situation we've got y equals x squared. The x squared is our f of x. So when we're talking about y equals a third f of x, we mean y equals a third f of x in this case is x squared. So what I'm going to do, make an xy plot. We'll plot some points and we'll see how this graph looks compared to our original in orange and our vertical stretch or vertical expansion in green. And so when you're doing this, it's always nice to have a point that's negative, a point that's x value is 0, and a point that's positive. So if x was -1, we're going to replace our x squared up here with -1. Now -1 squared is +1 times a third would just be a third, which if you want to think of it as a decimal, it's 0.333 repeating. If x was 0, 0 squared is 0 times a third, that's still 0. This should be negative. No, it shouldn't. It should be positive third. If x was +1, 1 squared is 1 times a third would just be 1/3 again, or 0.33 repeating. So let's put those xy points onto our graph. We've got a point at x is -1 and y is a third of the way up. And so your point would be around there. Then we've got a point at 0, 0. Notice that the 0, 0 point was the same for our original graph, our expansion, and now our compression. And our last point is at 1 1/3. So now we've got a graph that looks something like that. You can see it's wider than our original, it's wider than our expansion. And so the only thing that's different, notice that this point up here, this point on the original, and this point on our compression all have the same x value. It's the y value that we change. All of the points are at 0, and this point at x equals 1, that point is x equals 1, and that point is x equals 1. You can see that the y values are changing. This y value is at 1, that's our original. Our compression, the y value of the x equals 1 point is at a third, and our expansion, the y value is 3. So I'm going to do some more videos with some more examples, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!